Yes, people, I'd say from GND Media, thanks so much for joining me once again. Not been recording for a couple of weeks, I've been busy. But I think with this one, we've got David Attenborough's 100th birthday, which is an amazing achievement by anybody's standards. So happy birthday, Dave. However, mate, I've got something to tell you. All these people that are saying, oh, David Attenborough, isn't he the best? Oh, I love David Attenborough. Oh, yeah, David. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, David Attenborough. Yeah. No. I'm really sorry to tell you, mate. And I know you'll be watching. They don't really love you, pal. And I'll tell you why. And this is actually, it's a little bit of a joke, this video, but it's also, there is some serious undertones. When you love someone, you respect them. If they ask you to do something doesn't go against your moral framework, if they ask you to do something that's going to help either them or your loved ones, if you love someone, in my opinion, you do what they want, what they ask you to do. If it aligns with your values, if it aligns with your morals. And I'm going to give you a few examples, dead easy. If you are a religious person, let's just say you're a Christian, and you read the teachings of Jesus Christ, and you say, that's my guy, then you try and live accordingly because fundamentally you love Jesus Christ. Same with Muhammad, if you're a Muslim, Buddha, all these other gods. If that's your guy or girl or whatever, because you love them, you've given yourself to them, their teachings, you respect them, you follow what they say to the best of your abilities. And yes, of course, you're going to fail on occasion, and there's frameworks in these religions to sort of get around that. That's absolutely cool. But you do your best to follow the teachings of your guy or your girl. For those that don't know, David Attenborough's got a little bit of a checkered history. Now, I didn't become an environmentalist because of David Attenborough. I know there'll be plenty that have. He's considered a national treasure. I'm no problem with that. But David Attenborough's been a naturist, a filmmaker for absolute decades and decades and decades. But, and people might not know this, there was a period where climate change was becoming an issue, not only to the scientists who were studying it in the labs, but visually, people were starting to see, for example, the Amazon rainforest shrinking due to logging and whatnot. There were wildfires due to climate change. There was natural depletion. There was species extinction. And yet, for many decades, David Attenborough chose, he did ignore it, but apparently it was to do with a BBC neutrality framework of their programs. However, we are all the captains of our own souls. And if David would have seen that, he should have stood up from the start. However, putting that to one side, the criticism was that his nature documentaries were giving the false impression that life is as abundant as ever and that nature is thriving, because obviously he is in the parts of the world where it is. But he has also admitted that on his regular journeys to, say, the Amazon, he was able to visually see through the plane journeys that something was amiss and something was going wrong here. Fair play to him. It's never too old to change, which is a great lesson for us all. I would say in the past 10 years, he has finally taken that criticism on board and now become one of the world's leading climate activists. So you may have noticed in, let's say, the last 10 years, David Attenborough documentaries will either have an end episode solely dedicated to climate breakdown, or part of the end episode where he's discussing in detail climate breakdown, and not just, oh, look, the climate's breaking down, there's deforestation, but focusing on the fact that it is a man-made issue primarily, which is absolutely fantastic. However, with that came a hope, maybe a belief, that David Attenborough was of such stature that people would watch and listen to the last episode of every documentary he's done for the last 10 years and maybe taken on board what he is saying. And I'm not just talking at the surface level. Yes, people might say, yeah, climate change is definitely happening. You know, look at that David Attenborough documentary. However, David Attenborough is challenging us to be the remedy to the destruction that we have caused. He challenges you to make changes. He challenges us. He challenges the government. He challenges society to take on board the danger we are in and to actively either change our ways individually or become activists to change things systemically. Now, you know where this is going. Have you done anything in those 10 years with this national treasures messaging? With the guy, I mean, I hear this all the time. You mention David Attenborough, 9 times out of 10, the person you mention it to will say these words: oh, I love David Attenborough, me. 9 times out of 10. Try it. Just try it randomly. Yeah? That's what you will get. But love is a deep feeling. It is a deep emotion. It's maybe the deepest emotion. And it's supposed to come with actions towards the person that you love. I've just given you the religious context. Think about your parents. Think about your missus, your boyfriend, your husband. Think about what love actually means in the context of all those other relationships that I have mentioned. However, when it comes to loving David Attenborough, it is just surface level bullshit, yeah, with no actions behind it. Why? Well, listen, I understand. Often you will watch a documentary and be completely moved by it. I remember a guy who, you know, this is a guy who was not politically active. He's not educated. He has had some time in prison, let's say, just a regular sort of working class guy who's never considered the environment ever, watching a documentary called Seaspiracy. Now, it's not a David Attenborough documentary, and it's all about how the seas are being depleted and whatnot. And I remember speaking to him about it, and I shit you not, basically that affected him so much that he proclaimed that he would never eat fish again. Big claim. Lasted less than a month. Why? Okay, well, because often emotions sort of wane. You can be angry one minute, calm the next. You know, you can be up, you can be down, you can be this, you can be that. You can be thinking deeply, thinking shallow. And this is sort of the human condition, okay? That was one documentary. But David Attenborough has been talking about climate breakdown for 10 years, guys. That's a decade. Okay, it might be a bit more, might be a bit less, but it's a fucking long time, man. Okay? Everybody claims to love him. Nobody's doing anything about his most prescient cause. Make no mistake, David Attenborough knows the shit we are in, guys. He looks you in the eye with that beautiful voice, the opposite of mine, yeah? And he will tell you as it is, not sugar-coated, yeah? The dangers us, our children, our grandkids are in, the planet is in the most direct way. He just says it now. Listen, the guy's 100 years old. He doesn't have to worry about BBC impartiality, about not getting a job, about, this guy's at the end of his journey. He's a massive naturist, environmentalist. And now he's just like, I have to tell you what I know. And he does. And he has been telling us for 10 years. Now, it's a fair point. You might say, well, lads, what do you do? Okay. Listen, people that know me know what I do. Okay. It doesn't matter. I do a lot and I have done a lot. If you want to challenge what I've done, DM me. I will give you the list. Okay. But please, you don't want to come at me like that because I've done and do a lot. I have structured my life. I have been involved in projects. I have been in one-man band projects and had success trying to save nature and the environment in the area that I live. Okay, I have done my bit. What I'm asking you, and what David I've been asking you for 10 years, is to have a little bit of self-reflection on your own words when you say that you love David Attenborough and what that means. And if you, up to now, it has been meaningless, but you still claim to love this guy, all I'm saying is, guys, prove it. Go and do something. Change something. Become active in something. Fight for something to do with the planet, to do with nature, to do with biodiversity, to do with the dismantling of the fossil fuel industry. Go and do it, guys. And if you truly do love David Attenborough, what better way to put your flag in the ground and to say, today, on Dave's 100th birthday, I am finally going to show that I love this guy. And that's it, guys. Quick video. I hope it hit the mark. I really do. Listen, happy birthday, Dave. Yeah. I love you, mate. Yeah. I love you. And I'm hoping that people who watch this will now say, you know what? I love him too, and I'm going to do this. Take it easy, guys. Listen, it's been a rough one at the moment. I've had local elections. I'm not going to go into that now. Not great, but listen, keep believing, okay? Keep fighting, because there's a world to win. Okay, take care, guys.